Hey guys, I'm Mua, and today we're going to be making a Captain Marvel costume for my little sister. Let's go! But also, real quick before we start, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and go check out my merch, link to that in the description below. Turn on notifications, and also next video, first person to comment hashtag notification squad will get a shout out. Also, real quick before we start the video, special shout out to Johnny Life Estrada for joining my notification squad. On with the video. We're going to be doing the comic book version of our costume, so just keep that in mind. So to actually make the costume, I needed a few things, and so are you. You're going to need some red cloth, a navy blue long sleeve shirt, and some navy blue leggings, and some red socks. You're also going to need some red gloves. Those are on the way. They're in the mail, and also some gold duct tape. I figure we'll just start with the legs since that's pretty easy. So the start of the legs is pretty simple. It's just the navy blue leggings. The great thing about this is that if you already have navy blue leggings, you won't actually need new ones because we're not going to be gluing anything onto them. And then for the feet, you just put the red socks over those leggings. And if your socks conveniently say Calvin Klein or Nike on the side, take your red cloth. You can just cut a long strip of it, and then you can just wrap those strips around where it said Calvin Klein. And that's it for the legs. Alrighty, so the shirt is going to be both difficult and fun all at the same time. So the first thing you're going to want to do is lay out your red cloth flat. And then you're going to want to take your shirt and also lay it out flat on the table. Then you're going to want to take a pencil and trace everywhere where the pattern for the red pattern should be on the shirt. And then after you've done that, you can just sort of clean it up a little bit. Also, even though you probably can't see it, I added the V here that goes across the chest. You're also going to want to add a few inches around the edge of just the top of the sleeves and the neck, so that you can fold it over so that when you put it on the front and the back, it'll look good. So as I was cutting it out, I realized that you would actually need to add a little bit around the edge all the way around, so that you could fold it over so that it would look nice when you glued it on. And then before you actually glue down the sides, you might want to iron the whole thing so that it looks nice, and also so that it'll just be easier to glue down these sides. You don't want to glue down these sides because these are actually going to go over onto the other side of the shirt. Then after you've hemmed up all the edges with some hot glue, and then you can just glue the whole thing onto the shirt. And also, something that you should probably know is that you should get some stretchy fabric, because if you don't, it won't fit the subject. Also, what I learned very quickly is that you shouldn't glue like in the middle of the cloth because it'll look like you like stained it with something. Only glue around the edges. Then after you've glued it on, you can flip it over like that, and then you can just hem over all the edges with hot glue. And you should get something like this with all the edges glued around. Then you're going to want to take your red fabric again and lay it out. Like so. Then you'll want to lay the shirt out flat. You probably see where I'm going with this by now. Trace it all out with pencil again. And you're going to want to be sure to add extra around all the edges so that you can hem it over. Then, of course, you can just cut it out. Then again, just like before, except a little bit different, you're going to want to iron over everything, folding down edges all the way around, because we're not actually going to have anything overlapping now over the edges, at the top at least. Then you're going to want to hem the entire thing around the edge with hot glue, except for around the neck if you want to fold it over the neck. And then of course you'll want to glue it onto the shirt and also glue it over the collar there. Then you're going to take some gold duct tape. Then you're going to use it to cover the edges on both the front and the back to make it look nice and spicy. Then you're going to take some scrap paper and you're going to want to draw a quarter template for the star. Then you can trace it and cut it out of some cardboard. And also, I'm just going to totally like squish it. You know, like the corrugation can be squished. I'm going to go ahead and squish all that corrugation so that when you put it on, it's nice and flexible. And you can even bend it a little bit because this is all going to get covered up in just a minute. And boom, just like I promised you, I covered it in some golden duct tape. But before you glue it on, you're going to want to draw some black lines on through the middle of the gold duct tape that we put on earlier. Then you can glue down the star. And then you can just add some extra detail on using a black Sharpie. And that's it for the shirt. Then for the gloves, I got these red gloves off of Amazon for like super cheap, for like $6. And then I was going to add some gold duct tape to the tops here, but the gold duct tape didn't actually want to stick to the material that the gloves were made of. So I just decided to leave them how they were. Then for the belt, you're going to want to take some scrap paper and duct tape, some red duct tape, onto one side. Then you're going to want to do the exact same thing to the other side. Then you can make some pouches however your heart so desires. Basically what I did is I just took some scrap paper, put some cardboard in the middle for support, and then used duct tape to cover it up, and some Sharpie to just add a little bit of detail. Then you'll want to secure them to the belt. Then to finish off the belt, you can cut and hem with hot glue a decent length of red cloth, a good portion of the length of your leg. And before you actually glue this on, you're going to want to take some Velcro here and apply it to the belt. Then after you've applied the Velcro and marked where the red strip can go ahead and glue it on. And I believe that's it for the costume. So the costume's done, and it would have been a really fantastic costume if it had been my sister. However, my wonderful grandma came up with a fantastic idea. Now her head can fit through. Time for a montage. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Cardboard Craft. If you want to get a shout out next video, be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below saying #notification_squad, and the first person to do that will get a shout out next video. And as always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.